What is up, everyone? Gojira851 here, finally with an unboxing. Something I ordered a couple of months ago. It got into transit about a week ago. Enough talk, let's open. Sheet of paper and here we are. The X Plus Gigantic Favorite Sculptors Line Rick edition of Gojira. From the film Gojira, or Godzilla King of the Monsters. The original version. Let's get them open. Here he is inside his styrofoam. Let's talk about the box. So, we have a nice silhouette of Godzilla, 1954 right here on the side, showing off the figure. Also, we have the Rick sticker up here, and it's awesome. And he needs to go. Get out of here. Now, let's get this open. We're going to take this nice and gentle. Don't want to stab the figure, so nice, gentle cut right all the way around. He's looking at me. Oh. And here he is inside his plastic protective bag. So about the Rick feature, we got them right here. They're inside the little bubble casing for some display purposes. We will show them off later. And since it's a large figure, got ourselves a tail stand for it. But as I've watched in other reviews, it's not really necessary. We'll see. Now, flip this over. Now, we have the tail. First, unravel the tail. And I was told that this is quite different than other X Plus releases. And yes, it is different looking, starting off the way how that is shaped. But, good problems, right? Now, let's get the king out of his bag. So far, I don't see any problems with him. And here he is. Get a little bootsies off, protective bootsies. Protect the paint job on his nails. The nice monochrome look we have. Gojira. And he looks amazing so far, but he's missing something. Of course, he's missing his tail, so you know what that means. He's got a date with a blow dryer. Be right back. here we are. The X Plus gigantic favorite sculptors line, Godzilla 1954. They were not kidding when they said that this tail was difficult to put on. Woo! Anyway, this thing is amazing. Just look at it. Gorgeous. Head to toe. Nose to snout to tail. This thing is awesome. I love the paint job. I love the sculpting of the tree bark skin. I love the face. The face is amazing. All of it. I remember when I first opened it, he was like looking out at me right as I opened it. It's, mwah, I love it. So, a little backstory to this figure. It was announced a little bit of last year. This bad boy was announced. It showed the prototype of it, and it looked amazing, and I missed out on the Sakai Gigantic 54. I wanted to get it, but, you know, at that time, I didn't have the money for it, so I passed on it. Now, they said that this one was coming up, and I wanted it. I really, really wanted a Gigantic 1954, okay? It's a grail piece, you know, to have 54 figures in your, it's the beginning, you know, it's the granddaddy, it's the alpha of the Godzilla franchise, the 54 suit. You know, where Haruo Nakajima, you know, crashed on Tokyo for the first time. You know, showing off all of Godzilla's glory, you know, the first one, you know, and then when they showed it, it was awesome. Then it was kind of quiet for not too long. The wait was not a long one. See what I did there? They showed off this figure completed. And the Rick feature actually came with some artillery cannons you can position around Godzilla, kind of taking off a poster that they had for the film Godzilla back in 1954. Came with 3 of them. And I'm very happy because in the process of trying to put the tail on, I thought I actually broke one of them. But no, they're all in perfect shape, all looking great. We play around with them the way how they look, but just the way how the artillery cannons they look awesome. They're in a stationary pose. The wheels don't move, and the cannon does not aim. You can't aim it. It's pointing upward, which is it's fine. You know, awesome stuff. You want to do your own army building, you know, you can go to any hobby store, and they have tanks, they have aircraft and stuff you can buy to go along with a figure like this. But anyway, move these off to the side. I guess I need the wire cutters this time. Okay. Starting off the review and just looking at that. Oh, so it came out for pre-order on Awesome Collector. And I got the Rick version because of the way the artillery cannons were shown off and pretty much this picture. Yep, that one sold me because it just reminded me of the film, you know, and I wanted it. A little extra, a little too extra, you know, price-wise, you know, but this figure is definitely worth it. These are fun as a Rick feature. This thing was really expensive though, so I can't. If the next Rick is going to be just these, as cool as they are, I don't think I'll go for that. But anyway, I ordered it, and then I paid the shipping on it, and they sent it out last Friday, I think it was. They sent it out, and it arrived today, which is Friday the 13th. Arrived, got home, I got word that it arrived, it had to be signed for, which was great, and came in, and here he is. Now, let's talk about the figure, head to toe, tail to snout, and let's talk. Alright, so, starting off with the face, we have that 1954 face, with the goblin ears, the very pronounced brow, the eyes kind of looking down and off to the sides a little bit, which is awesome. Each individually sculpted tooth in that monochrome paint. I always liked Gojira figures, the 1954, to be done black and white in monochrome because that's the way the film was. I've seen this Godzilla actually shown off as green and white. I didn't care for that, and I saw him as brown and white. I didn't care for that either. I like the black and white, look for him. Because, there's things about it, when it's done in black and white, it's open to interpretation, and when the fun is spoiled for you, I guess it kind of, I don't really care for it. But I like him in black and white. That's just me. I've seen others have the color versions of these figures, and they like them. More power to you. So, looking awesome. The neck is actually a little shorter than I thought would be in the film, but looking awesome. Almost kind of reminds me of like a Heisei, like the '84 Godzilla looking. Hint. Anyway, and moving on down to the chest. Both arms are cocked upward like he's about to breathe fire, or he's just stomping through the city. And that's kind of the look that they gave Shin Godzilla, with his hands cropped up like this. It actually harkens a lot to the 1954 Godzilla. Big broad chest, has that very suit-accurate line that comes down the chest. That's showing where his chest bone is. Looking awesome. The arms seem to be a little small. Nope, that's the way it is in the film. And once again, that's the look they have for our Shin Godzilla as well. Now, moving down towards the abdomen and the legs. Now, this Godzilla was thicker. This actually was a very heavy suit that Nakajima-san actually had to wear in this film, and it actually, wore him out a lot. He lost a lot of weight. It was really hot. He almost drowned at one point, and this thing was a beast. The way how it was engineered back then. That's why in the future film, Godzilla Raids Again, they actually, slimmed it up a lot more, so you actually move around a lot easier and not as, wearing him out. So this thing was a beast. They rebuilt this suit, actually, over in Japan as well. They used it for promotional material, and it looks very close to the original. This thing looks, awesome. So I have him up on the tail stand. Here he is on the tail stand. Well, I guess I should take out the bag first. Well, here he is without tail stand. He stands up quite well on his own. Now here he is with the tail stand. So he's leaning down a little further than not with the tail stand. Looks awesome, either way. And we'll see what it looks like up on the stand when I'm done with the review. Moving on to the feet. He's got that 4-toe scheme, which I always liked for Godzilla. I like the 3-toe scheme, especially in the Showa films, like Destroy All Monsters. I like 3 toes, but the 4-toe is where it's at. I always like the 4-toe. And big, thick old legs, that massive suit, once again, just when he's stomping through Tokyo, and in that film, looking amazing. Now, let's move over to the back and the dorsal plates. Now, a lot of people were saying that their dorsal plates were off a little bit, like one was hanging down a little further, and that's the way it was in the film. Mine seemed to be pretty symmetrical. I know this dorsal plate is actually a little, how it grows out of his back. It's supposed to be, like that. And he's got the 3 rows coming down the center of the back. Technically, 4th row comes out around the sides, having in the other dorsal plates. Looking awesome. And you're looking at the center of the dorsal plates, almost looks like seaweed is actually growing on there, or like a moss, not seaweed, barnacles. Actually looks like barnacles are growing on the center of the dorsal plates. Looks awesome. Moving down to his tail. Now, it wasn't a really long tail in the film either. And, it's spot on. This whole thing is spot on. I love it. Absolutely awesome. Now, what I was saying about his neck being a little stubbier than it was in the film, I'm going to show another Gojira figure here. And this is the Yuji Sakai Godzilla 1954. Came out a couple years ago. And you can see that the neck is a little longer than the Favorite Sculptors line Gigantic. Now, you can say, like, he's leaning over, and it kind of might be scrunching in because he's leaning over, or just the way how he's in motion, the way how it's set up. Okay, I can see that. It's still an awesome figure. I think this is, this is my favorite 54 figure, but like what I said before, The neck seems to be a little scrunched in, but that's not a deal breaker for me. And once again, this dorsal plate that sticks upward and, you know, kind of off center, that's the way it is on here as well. That's the way that suit was. So that's not a flaw in the suit or in the figure. That's not a flaw in the figure. It's actually how the suit was. And yeah, awesome stuff. So, would I recommend the favorite sculptors line, Godzilla 1954 Gigantic? Of course I would. This thing is amazing. Look at it. The tail. The tail was a pain in the, you know what, to get. It's like poetry. It rhymes. It was a pain in the neck to get it in. Okay. I don't usually like heating the tail part of it, you know, to install it. I usually like just doing the bottom part, you know, where you actually stick the tail in. But it just wasn't going, so I actually warmed up the other end as well, where the tail is, and eventually, after a good squeezing, it's on, lickety-split, not going anywhere. Okay? So, that about does it for the review. This is an amazing figure I got from Awesome Collector. Once again, thank you very much. They were in touch with me the whole time, you know, with this figure, you know, and just let me know, you know, process of it. And then when it shipped out, they gave me the tracking information. I knew exactly where this thing was going. You know, it was in Osaka, and then it made it to New York City. And then from New York City, it made it to here, you know, and it's a nice little trek it went on, and they made sure to update me whenever it was doing that, and I'm very grateful for that. This is an amazing figure, and I'd like to compare it to another figure. Since this Godzilla has a lot to, you know, it's the granddaddy, and was actually, you know, the inspiration for another Godzilla, like a big inspiration, I'd like to compare this to the gigantic Shin. So, come on down, gigantic Shin. And here we are, the gigantic Shin Godzilla and the gigantic favorite sculptors line Godzilla 1954. Both looking great together, and you can see the resemblance, you know, especially with the arms and the hands, with how they're set up. And that's where a lot of the inspiration did come from for those. And the Godzilla 1954 favorite sculptors line is a few centimeters taller than the gigantic Shin. Now, the gigantic Shin, of course, has the 54 beat on mass alone, because the legs, well, the tail is, it's a much larger figure. However, they both look together very well. You know, you got the beginning of the Toho series with Godzilla, and to kind of the current what they're doing, I know they're kind of moving away from Shin Godzilla, which I kind of wish they wouldn't. I'd like to see something, you know, brought up about Shin Godzilla in like a future film, but this is a great comparison to have both, you know, the beginning and almost the end. I know they're going a different direction, but as far as live action, this is the last Toho live action Godzilla. So, all right, let's wrap this review up. Then first off, let's get this guy back up on the shelf. And there we have it. The gigantic favorite sculptors line, Godzilla 1954. It is amazing. It is large and in charge, and is it my favorite gigantic that I own now? I don't know. It's got to be up there. It's got to be like the top one or two. I really love the gigantic 2019, and that's a great figure, but I think the 54 is kind of beating him out a bit, just by nostalgia alone, just the importance of the film, but also the way how the figure is actually set up. Where actually it's a normal stance for Godzilla. However, it's an intimidating stance as well, where the 2019 is kind of in its own stance as well, which doesn't really leave itself open to a lot of, you know, interpretation. It's just shown off one certain way, where this one can be shown off in many different ways. I think I might, you know what? I think I'm going to go for it. This is now my favorite gigantic Godzilla now that I own. Will it stay my favorites? Only time will tell. And thank you all for watching. This has been the review for the gigantic favorite sculptors line, Godzilla 1954. An excellent figure that I highly recommend. And I got the Rick. Once again, the Rick are the artillery, you know, cannons. You can set up around Godzilla and shoot, and not they don't shoot at him, but kind of show off that they're shooting at him. Fun stuff. Well, do I need another 54 now? The only way I would get another 54 now, if just saying in the future, if they did the skeleton. It's a bit ghoulish, I know, to think of Godzilla's skeleton and him dead, but that's also because I have the Yuji Sakai, I have the 30 centimeter, and I have the Train Biter. So now I have the gigantic favorite sculptors line. I think that about wraps it up for my collecting of the 54 Godzilla. But never say never. They'll probably come up with something, in the future that'll make me want to get that as well. So until next time, this is Gojin851 saying goodnight. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Road to 1,000 subscribers. We're almost there. We're at 983 the last time I checked. So hopefully we can get to 1,000 soon, and we'll have ourselves a Q&A, do a live stream, and try to do like a Q&A live stream like that as well. I'll do 2 different videos, and I have some other figures hopefully will be on the way soon as well for the channel. Some X Plus, some Godzilla vs. Kong figures coming soon. I got a couple of figures, to try and pass the time, and I just never got a chance to review them or get around to reviewing them. And they're not Godzilla related. And we're just going to have to wait and see. But until next time, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Y'all have a good night, and I'll catch y'all at the next one.